Hello, hello to everyone slowly coming in. Just sending this to my mods. How are you? Okay, let's see. Okay, I think that might be it. Hi, everyone coming in. Hey, Nicole. How are you? How are you doing? You were quick today. I'm good. Hoping to have a good reading tonight. I'm a little later than usual. But I actually got off work a little later today. Hello to everyone else coming in. Me and Nicole are kind of just talking, so come on in. You can hop in on the conversation. It's for anybody. What's today, the 19th? Every time we get further and further into March, it makes me so nervous because my son's birthday is in April, and I always get a huge amount of anxiety when playing in parties and stuff. And yeah, it just freaks me out that we're getting closer, and kind of freaks me out too that he's gonna be two. And I thought I was gonna cry when he turned 1, and now he's 2, and I'm like, I think each year is gonna be worse. How is everyone's night going? They said it was gonna be warmer today, and it was not. I was freezing. I went on a walk thinking that it was gonna be all nice, and I got my son up and promised him a walk, so I had to follow through, and it was freezing. And I still feel like my allergies are acting up, and it's freaking cold. Well, where are you at, Nicole? Are you like down south? Are you like Florida area? California on the I feel like we talked about that before. All the way on the other side of the states. Hi, Lizzie. I don't do questions. I just do full medium readings, but I always tell everyone that if you have a question you want spirit to answer, it usually will pop up on your reading to kind of know what it is that you're, the questions that you need answers for. But hey, stick around and you might get a reading. Again, we have figured out a term to call it. I don't do spirit led, I do spirit's choice. That's what we figured out what to call it. Hi, Sarah. How are you? Thank you. I'm actually not wearing anything but mascara today, so thank you so much. And my little Wicket t-shirt too. Purdy. Love it. So it's just been crazy. How is everyone else doing today? Everything on my TikTok is completely free. The only thing, I don't ask for money on here. There's someone who's pretending to be me on TikTok who asks people for money, and no one is taking them down yet. But me, this is my only account. I will never ask you for money. All free. Once we actually sort of have a decent amount of people. So in about like 2 seconds, I'm going to explain it. Just trying to see how much more people we can get on here, kind of get the energy up, guys. The more people that are on, the more energy for spirit. I got my crystals in my hand. I'm just kind of soaking up all the energy. Hi, tacos are people. I'm going to be doing mediumship readings in like 2 seconds. I like the name, tacos. I haven't had a taco in forever. Should be a crime. Hey, Steph, how are you? Oh, I'm glad you're here. Yeah, Lizzie. So it's kind of whoever spirits kind of draw me towards, they get to choose who goes. I don't just choose at random. It's whoever spirit draws me to. I heard like this. I'm in. You're in? Okay, well, come on in. Watch, sit, relax. Maybe have a laugh or two. Watch me make a complete fool out of myself because I'm Klutz Universe. Yeah, guys, send the follows, the likes. I appreciate it. It's so funny because people probably see my profile and they're like, oh, she has so many followers. But then you look at my videos and like I get absolutely no likes on any of my videos. And I'm like, someone probably literally thinks that I'm like totally fake. But it's because all I do really is just like live and people follow me when I'm on live. So you could blow up my videos if you guys want. Usually they're just highlights from my readings anyway. But all right, guys, so if you're new here, hi, welcome. We love the newbies that kind of join the fun. Again, the more people that is in a room, the more yeah, no, 100% they do. The more people we have in the room, we have more energy. More energy tends to get a little bit detailed readings, and it kind of just helps the reading out by having a lot of energy. I've noticed when there's a lot of people in the room, like in like private readings and stuff, it also helps the energy as well. So I appreciate everyone who's here. I wish I could read for everyone, I really do, but okay, yeah, and honestly, when we get all together here, I just ask that you don't put any of your details in the chat. This is for your safety and for your kind of like the validness of your reading. I do ask if you can kind of come up in a little guest box. It kind of just makes things go by a little quicker and I'm not searching for your comments here. Today I'm going to try and not talk too much as far as like explaining things, because I feel as though I talk a lot, which I'm a talker, and we could probably get a lot more reading done without me talking. So without further ado, if you're new here, this is how you do it. Just comment the relationship of the person that you want to speak to. Don't give me any other details. Don't give me names. Don't give me birth dates. Don't do any of that. Scammers can look at that. I do have someone who's impersonating me here on TikTok. They have me blocked, so I can't see their profile, but I'm sure they have another account that they watch me through on live. So just be careful because they are asking people for money in the chat. I will never ask money from you. These are all free. This is all fun for me. Just the relationship, and whoever spirit draws me to is who will get the reading. I feel like spirit led just kind of takes too long to get to the loved one. If I had a lot more time, like if I did this on a weekend and I had like an open availability day, maybe I would do spirit led, but it just takes too long. Again, I talk too much, guys. Oh, thanks so much, Steph. I just love your energy, Steph. Can you come to all of my lives? You don't have to even comment anything. Okay, guys. Okay, all right, I keep seeing your name there. I hope I'm not gonna botch your name. I'm sorry if I do. Danica? Is that how you say it? Am I right? Perfecto. Okay. Did you want to go in the little box? I just feel as though it takes a little, it makes things go by a little quicker. But if you can't, like you're at work or something, like I completely understand if you need to stay in the comments. You're at work. Yep. See, totally fine. I'll just try my best to keep seeing your comment. And let's just get straight to it. Thank you to everyone who's standing by. Go ahead and watch, see how it works. I just want to let you know that all of my recordings from my lives always get uploaded to my YT channel. It's the same as my TikTok handle here. So you can use that as reference to kind of go back to. Feel free to write this down. Feel free to record this yourself. And just keep an open mind to any of the information that comes through. If we are trying to connect with, I think you said, was it Dad? Hi, Abrin. Oh, that's a pretty name. Dad. Okay. Just be open if other spirits may step forward. Doesn't mean that we can't get to Dad, but just keep an open mind of all the things that could come through, and it doesn't have to be information pertaining to Dad 100% of the time. Sometimes it could be information about you, people who are closest to you. So, oh yeah, and if you've gotten readings done before, it's just how it works. All right, so I'm going to sit in silence for a little bit, see if I can get some info. Once I have enough, I will come back and I will see if we are connected with that, okay? Okay, so I do have a few things coming through. I do have a male on the other side that I am connecting with currently. It feels like there is a lot of there's definitely a lot of heaviness with this. So I do feel as though immediately I am thrown with a couple of different things. So I don't know if he had many health issues, or he's just making me feel different things because he had one issue and it just had many symptoms, if that makes sense. I was being drawn towards like pressure of like tension of the head, but then I was being pulled to the chest as well. So I don't know if it feels as though he might have had like heart or blood pressure issues as well. And he also shows me back pain, but I feel as though back pain may have been something that he kind of always dealt with, possibly pertaining to work and working a lot. I feel as though he was young for his passing, meaning that he was young for his age. For someone who would have passed, like I don't see him being, someone who was older as they were passing. I do feel as though, although there was a lot of issues that surrounded his health, I feel as though it still was kind of a shock to the system when he did pass. I do feel as though he spent some time around doctors and like hospital as well. That's another one as well. I do feel as though at some point he's directed me towards the throat as well. So I don't know if there was a throat issue, or sometimes, most of the time, it directs me to having some hospitalization done, maybe like a tube or some sort of the throat, because he also showed me nausea as well. Like I feel very nauseous, I feel very sick, I feel very weak and maybe unrecognizable towards the end. Okay, he's also shown me although he was unrecognizable towards the end, I feel as though he had like maybe even sudden weight loss, if that makes sense. And he just kind of felt like weak. It just felt like his body was failing him towards the end. Okay. Let me see if... Okay. A couple of other things besides the health that he brought forward. Did he or someone around you, I feel like there's a lot of different occupations that can deal with this, but he kind of showed me like a vest, like one of those, what is it, like a reflector vest, or like some type of thin vest that he would wear over for like a uniform. I don't know if this pertains to him or someone else in the immediate family, but it would be immediate family, someone close. If this resembles for you, Brenda, totally take this as a postcard. He also showed me a jersey, and I feel as though the jersey shows towards sports as well. I kind of got the feeling that this would be like sports, maybe even watch sports, like football sports, but I feel as though maybe he played sports as he was younger as well, because he was showing me a jersey. And another thing that came through for him, it was one other thing. I also got... I love football. Okay. He also showed angel wings for like some type of memorial around him. So this could be angel wings on like a card or like a figurine or something that has angel wings, and it has to do with the memory of him. This might even be one-sided angel wings or like separate angel wings, but it was just like kind of like fan out like angel wing. And that would be dealing with like the memorial of him. I feel this as though this is specifically like something that you have in memory of him, not just spirits in general. I think that's the last piece of evidence to see if like, you connect with him. But I see that you have connected with all the remainder of the stuff that I've already brought forward. So I think it's safe to say that we are with Dad, and I will continue to try and bring some information forward, okay? Now, is there like kind of two types of him. It's kind of like he has two personalities. It feels as though he's kind of someone who, and he's kind of just showing me that he's one that can be a man of many, like of very few words, but then he could be on the other side, like when it comes to like close family and friends, he's very loud. He laughs a lot. I feel as though even when he like is drinking, he might be different too, in a sense, to where like he gets very social, if that makes sense. It feels as though there could be like gatherings around like sports games. Because I just see like these two sides of him. Okay. Okay. Okay, this is super weird. I've never seen this go through before, and I don't know if it's exactly what I'm seeing, but I'm going to say it anyway, because 9 times out of 10, it's usually specific to you. He's talking about iced tea. He's showing me like a glass iced tea, maybe even like something on the glass for the iced tea, but he's just showing like a very big love for iced tea. And I've never gotten that before. So I don't know if that pertains to him or someone. Might even be like a joke, or like it's like a consistent kind of thing. Which is funny because I've never had that come through before. I used to love iced tea, but too much sugar now. Yes, iced tea was sugared up, so and that's why I just said too much sugar. Okay. He's also talking about like it just feels like the family has like a banter relationship. He's talking about how like you guys could mess with each other, and it was like in order to be in the family, you had to be okay with people messing with each other and like roasting each other. Like it's almost like this family dynamic, and it's like maybe others wouldn't understand it, but it's like in order to be a part of the family or like comfortable with the family, like you like 100% like need to know that you're probably going to get your feelings hurt, but out of love. LOL, yes, okay. And he's talking about this, and I think with was he also very protective of you? Specifically, it feels as though he can make fun of you, but it feels as though he's protective with other people like kind of making fun of you. It's almost as if like he's kind of giving me this sense of like at a family gathering, he could sit there and poke fun at you, but then others surround the second that they would try and like jump in and go towards it. It's like for some reason for you, like he just was like, no, I'm the only one who can kind of mess with her. It also feels as though he's very protective of you, of the things that were going on with you. What is this? I just see like this really big protection towards you. I don't know if it kind of just I feel like he's talking about like you're a strong person and you have thick skin, especially when it comes to family and like how you're brought up. However, you are very emotional. And I think he's talking about maybe some people weren't so kind to you, more in like a school setting. More like kids your own age, if that makes sense. Okay. And he's talking about this, and he's like, Sky, like, she's so strong, and it's like it's like you would say like, oh, I don't care, or oh, like it doesn't bother me, but in hindsight it always bothered you, because I feel as though you just are a person to where you kind of wish that everyone like it was like two things. It was you wish that people kind of liked you, but it was a big thing for you to just kind of keep your peace, and it was just like you kind of just didn't, you just wanted to be left alone, if that makes sense. And and not like there was like this huge thing, like, you know, whatever, but it just means in general, like he's talking about something that was very sensitive for him, and that's like his sort of protection for you. And I feel as though he talks about you being too nice. You're very much too nice. And it's almost like you don't speak your own voice when it comes to strangers or other people, but it's like a totally different vibe when you're home and you're around family. Then you're like spitting it all out. But it was just like, it was like two different types, and I feel as though that's why you guys were so similar, to where it was like you had different versions of yourself around certain people. I don't even know if I'm allowed to put this on here. Does someone smoke? I don't even know how to word this. I don't need to be getting banned on here. I'll take the OGs as a yes. You're fine. Okay. Yes, that one. The Miss. Devil's Lettuce. That's the perfect way to name it. Mary Jane? Or is that too well known? I don't know. Okay, yeah. So he has a lot of laughter behind this. Kind of like a giggling behind this. He kind of feels as though he's talking about like he's the kind of dad to where it's like he would kind of show like tough love and like act like one way, or like be like, no, we can't do this, blah blah blah, but then he would go and laugh about it behind closed doors, and he would kind of be like, if you were to like be rebellious in any type of way or do something wrong or like get in a fight at school or something, and then he had to put his dad hat on and be in dad mode, it's like the second he leaves your presence and goes behind closed doors, he's immediately like laughing, kind of secretly proud of you kind of thing. And it was just like a because I feel as though he has like a bit of child in him. It feels though he's a little immature in a way, to where it was like he kind of had like his inner child that he like showed through himself as a father. Okay. Okay. Let me see what this is now. Oh, will he watch me? I never told him. Oh yeah, listen, I'm sorry to say, guys, but most of our loved ones know everything that we are doing. Okay, not everything, appropriately. they know. They know things. And again, they kind of laugh on it on hindsight a lot of the times. Some spirits like to roast us too. 100% they do. No, he's trying to bring this forward, and I don't understand what it is. Okay, I don't know if this pertains to you. I feel like this pertains to you. Okay, so he was showing me like education. He was showing me like you're too smart for your own good. he was then showing me someone missing education of some sort, of like missing school of something, or like a lack of school, or like kind of like going and then stopping. And then he was showing me like, I don't know if you were into different things. It almost felt like someone who was like collecting things, but then he kind of gave it like a more like nerdy vibe, like you were into like nerdy type of like I'm trying to get him to be a little more specific here. But I don't know if it's because I specifically don't know what it is. And collecting, okay. And he shows a lot of sadness around this too. And did this start happening kind of after he passed? Like, he's kind of talking about like losing your spark. And he like had me draw like a spark. Okay. I feel as though he's talking about how you always had like this like lack of confidence. It's like sometimes you would have so much confidence in yourself, and then you would get into it, and then it was just like more of a like it's just like once you saw what you should be doing, it was almost like out of fear, out of like rejection, it was like it would just stop you in your tracks. Would you also say, he's kind of talking about, are you also more of like daddy's girl, like more closer to dad than mom? Because I feel as though he's talking about your relationship with your mom, and it's a little rocky. It's not as close. Yeah, it's not as close as you were with dad. I feel as though there's a lot of like little bickering with mom. More close to dad, okay. Okay. He's also shown me like marine animals randomly. She wants it her way, especially my parenting. Okay. So controlling. Yeah, he's just, I don't know why he showed me marine animals. I don't know. So he was showing me the tail of like a dolphin or a whale. So that's a little too specific not to say out loud. So I don't know if that would mean anything to you. But like the like actual image of like a tail. I don't know what other animal would have a tail like that. Like shark, dolphin, I guess mermaid could be it. Something along those lines. He's also talking about mac and cheese. And I'm kind of mad at him for that, because I would love to eat mac and cheese and I can't because my son is dairy free. So I don't know if there's like and it feels like there's like a running joke to the mac and cheese as well. LOL. Okay. As long as you can take that, girlfriend. Did you also grow up more like on the tomboy side? Because he just shows me that you weren't like girly girl. He also shows me that you kind of, I feel as though he talks about how he worked a lot, and when he wasn't working, it was like you constantly wanted to try and do what he was into. Like you would try and want to watch TV with him, you would want to do any hobbies with him. It feels as though almost like you tried to like gravitate any way that you could to spend time with him. You're a tomboy, okay. And it feels as though he's kind of talking about how like the remaining of his life, like the very end, like he wasn't very mobile. I feel as though he spent a lot of his time in a chair or like a couch, like watching TV and stuff. I feel as though he didn't go ahead and do many things. What about him so much? Yeah. And it feels as though his mental health kind of started to go a little bit, because he wasn't one who didn't like, you know, the way that his body was feeling. But I also feel as though he might also be someone who didn't always take care of his health. And it's kind of like he didn't take care of things, and things just kind of slowly piled up on him, if that makes sense. Yeah. And can you take the piling up as well? Yeah, stubborn. Things are just like kind of started like piling up, and it was almost as if like he could kick himself in the ass. And I feel as though he even talks about that towards the end, that like he wishes that he would have maybe been a little more proactive when it came to his health, or and I feel as though he's trying to tie this into like what you got going on right now. I feel as though he's talking about how like he didn't realize all the things that he coulda, woulda, shoulda, wish he did when he was healthy and mobile and was able to do whatever he wanted. And he wasted all of those years. And then when it's like he got down to the nitty gritty to where like he didn't have control over his body anymore, he was kind of like non-mobile, sick, not doing too hot, like that's when he wishes that he did the things he wanted to. And I feel as though that's why he's trying to direct it to you right now, because I feel as though you're stuck and you got like a mental emotional blockage right now. It almost feels as though you have lost your motivation and you've lost your energy, and he doesn't want to be the reason why you stop doing the things that you enjoy. He doesn't want you to, he wants you to keep going with your schooling. I feel as though I also feel like there's also a point to where like you feel like you can't even go back. So I don't know if this is like a financial thing or like like physical, like you don't know how you can go back when it comes to like because of how you left, if that makes sense. And he's talking about if there's a will, there's a way. I also feel as though there's some sort of hobby that you were doing and you stopped doing as well. I know you said the collecting was correct, but I feel as though there's another hobby too. It's not right since it's past, and that's why I stopped. Yeah, and I feel as though he's talking about like this blockage that you have. Is there something about writing too? I don't know if you saw a therapist and they told you to like kind of journal or something. Video gaming. Oh, okay. And you stopped doing that. Oh. Yeah, he doesn't want you to do that, babe. He says, you know, you're here, you know, you got your whole life ahead of you. He wants you to enjoy life the best you can. And he knows that you know that he would want you to do that too. He would be someone who would be basically telling you to get off your ass and like do these things. I feel as though he would be a big motivator into that. He's telling me to play a game, which I'm like, is that dad? And it very well could be. You know, children are very, very, very in tune to the spiritual world. And he could be trying to push it onto you, and you very well could be. He hasn't said that to me, but he very well could be. But yeah, he could definitely be very well in tune to it. Yeah, there's something about writing, so I don't know if there's like some journaling you can do, something to try and like write your feelings out, because I feel as though you're also someone who it's kind of hard for you to try and figure out how you're feeling. It's almost like your heart, it's hard for you to even talk about what your feelings are and trying to identify what your feelings are, because I just kind of feel like it's kind of like a it's kind of like, you know, when you put your light bulbs away for like your Christmas lights, and then you go the next year and they're all usually tangled up in this ball, and you're trying to figure out, do I go this way, do I go under, do I go around? And he's kind of showing me this, and he's kind of showing me like that's your brain right now. Like you have so many different things. You have anger, you have sadness, you have depression, you have guilt, you have shame, you have all these different things that are going on, and it's like you can't even organize your thoughts in order to figure out what it is that is bothering you and how to fix it. And it just kind of feels like this huge weight that is like literally pressing on your brainstem, and like the rest of your body is being affected by it too. It's kind of almost as if you're like kind of stuck in you're stuck in like you're like frozen in time. You were told to journal, and I think he does want you to journal and try to like identify some of those feelings that you have. And I feel as though he talks about like in general, it was always hard, even you as a kid, to kind of voice about your feelings. Okay, he's also showing me animals. He was showing me a few different animals. He was showing me like a giraffe. I don't know if there's a significance, but he was showing me like even like animals like in the household. So I don't know if you're drawn to animals or those are things that you enjoy, and I feel as though he's like I don't know if you've been thinking about like a pet or something. Really good with animals. Okay. I don't know. I feel as though he's kind of talking about how that could be something like taking care of something like that. You have 5 dogs, okay? Yeah, I don't know. It just feels as though I think that there's an outlet for you that would be involved in animals as well, that he's trying to bring forward. But he definitely wants, you to start like trying to work with those emotions. And I feel as though you haven't really dealt with the grief of him as well. And you know that already. But I feel as though if you journal, that would help. But I am going to send his love back to you, Danica. I really appreciate that you were vulnerable enough to allow me to read for you and for your loved one here while everyone's watching. I do appreciate it. He definitely sounds like a very wonderful dad. If I forget, go ahead and send me an email or a message and remind me, and I will send you the notes from the reading as well. And again, all of them get loaded to my YT channel anyway. Oh, well, happy early birthday to your son. Yeah, they and that's why I do what I do with spirits, kind of draw me towards it, because 9 times out of 10 spirits will get in like I always call it like the line. Who needs the reading? Get in line first. Who needs to read it next, and so forth and so forth. And they orchestrate this on the other side. So I'm glad that he was able to come through for you. And again, this video will be uploaded to my YT channel. So if you ever want to look back on it, there you go. So I leave his love and light back to you. Okay. Thank you again, Danica. And I really love your name. I absolutely love that. I love unique names. Whew. Thanks, Tony. And again, thank you so much, guys, for, the follows, the likes. I appreciate you guys sticking by and watching. Again, the more people we have in here, the more energy, the more better the reading goes. And if you guys have asked me questions on here, again, I draw all of my attention to my sitter and their loved ones. So I may not be able to read what you guys say, but if there's a question you have, feel free to always email me, send me a message. This way, I don't skip over it. I'm not ignoring anybody. I just, I direct all my attention. Thank you guys so much for all the love. I'm still trying to get used to TikTok and how it all works. Thank you, Cakes. Thank you so much. But, okay, guys, I just take 2 minutes, tops 2 minutes, kind of answer questions, kind of maybe laugh a little bit, get my energy level back up, and then I will do another reading for you guys. I thought I brought my water in here. I guess not. I don't feel like getting back up. I don't know. Okay. This might be like, not like personal. It's not like TMI. But like it has to do with my personal life. But I'm a regular at the gym. I go at least 3 days a week. And I was a runner, but then I started having knee issues after my son was born. So I started doing the elliptical. And so I've been doing the elliptical for a long time now. And recently someone sent me a video and was like, oh, like the Stairmaster is like great. You burn more calories than you would on any other thing, blah, blah, blah. I did that on Monday and yesterday, and I'm paying for it today. And I honestly, as many times as I've gone to the gym, I've been blessed with not being sore. Like sometimes I'll be sore depending on like the workout, if I'm like going crazy hard on something or like doing like a circuit kind of a thing. But honestly, I've been doing well. This Stairmaster kicked my butt, my thighs, and my legs. And I'm paying for it today. I even went on a walk with my son earlier today. And, you know, because the more you move, the more it's supposed to, you know, the less it's supposed to hurt. That didn't help. I rather would have just stayed in bed all day or like sat during my break from work today instead of going for the walk. If I knew it wasn't going to help, I thought it was going to help. So I see my water over there and I am not going to get it because if I get up, guys, I don't know if I can get back down. Oh, yeah, I'm sore day one. This is day one. So if you're telling me I got another day or two of this, Teresa Caputo show picked us to be on, but we couldn't do it. Oh, wow, that's so cool, Laura. That's very, very cool. Oh, yeah, I am hurting. Protein. Yeah, I mean, the only protein I really get is chicken and the occasional peanut butter with my apples. I have a lot, so I don't even know if I can say this one. I nurse my son still. Because he has a lot of food allergies. He's a picky eater, so they won't let me, he won't drink regular, I've tried alternative milks with him. We've tried Ripple milk. We've tried all of the things. He's allergic to dairy, milk, so like all of the dairies, and gluten, and he has the gene to where he can't have things with like folic acid, and he has to eat like natural folate. And let me tell you, my whole like diet, I have to do what his diet is, and it's hard to find stuff that doesn't have any of that things in it. Like eating for me is like such a struggle to find things. Yeah, and again, I try alternative milks. I've tried almond milk with him. I've tried oat milk. If it's not water or milk from me, does not want it. Doesn't want nothing to do with it. No juice, no milk. I tried the Ripple has a chocolate milk version, and I was like, okay, it's a lot of sugar, but it's something. Nope. So hopefully his appointment coming up, I can ask, like, please give me like a nutritionist for this kid, because I'm done. I don't want to nurse anymore. I want to have my body back. But okay, guys, so if you want a reading, go ahead and comment the relationship of the person you want to speak to. Again, keep an open mind, guys. Anything can come through. Yeah, he's never done anything with that. He's actually been really good with being gentle, that kind of a thing. But he definitely uses me for comfort, I think, mostly. But go ahead, guys. Comment the relationship. Don't put any other details in the chat. Again, don't put names. Don't put anything that like a scammer can come and like come to you and be like, oh, I heard from Bob, and Bob came to me in a dream and he wants you to give a reading and give me this money. And specifically the person who's impersonating me here on TikTok. Again, sometimes I have to take my husband's phone to try and find the person because they didn't block him, but they blocked me. So I can't see if they're still active or what they're doing over there, but they are messaging you guys and they are asking for money. I will never ask for any of that kind of stuff. I don't do any type of money when it comes to TikTok. I don't ask for nothing. This is just fun for me. So comment as many times as TikTok allows you to. And yeah, we'll see who Spirit is choosing to go next. And a lot of people ask me about that. They're like, how do you know like who they choose? I'm telling you guys, as I'm reading your names, a name will just keep popping up in my head like over and over and over and over again. And then I'll like close my eyes and I'll open my eyes and it'll be the same name that I keep saying, like seeing over and over. So, like one's already starting to stick out to me. Do the good old test. And if you guys have questions, again, I don't answer questions here. If I answered questions, it wouldn't be through Spirit. It would be through my own personal feelings on your question, because I connect on Spirit on a deeper level than that. But I always say if you get a reading, 9 times out of 10, your questions will come up in your reading. Okay. Let me see if this name pops up again one more time. Okay, Riley, are you here? I mean, I see that you're here, but you want to speak with Nana? I think Nana really wants to talk because it usually takes me a little bit for someone's name to like start popping up, and your name came right up. Oh, hi, Riley. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Good. Let me turn you up just a little bit so I can hear you. Okay,
Can you hear
great.
me okay?
Yes, now I can hear you a lot better. So have you ever heard a reading doll before?
No, I haven't.
Never?
Never.
Oh, okay. All right, I love that. Okay, so biggest advice, um, keep everything with an open mind. So don't sit there and have like Nana on the brain, I would say.
Okay.
They can bring up things that is going on in your personal life, your immediate
Mm-hmm.
family's life. They can even start talking about their past. I mean, depending on how much you know, you'll be able to validate. Some things you won't be able to validate here, but go ahead and ask family to validate and then message me because I love hearing about it. The
Okay.
only other advice that I have is don't worry, I do write notes on this and I will send them to you, but I do upload all of my videos to my YT channel, which is the same as my TikTok handle. So you can always refer back to that as well, because a lot of times we get super emotional and like into the reading that like come 2 to 3 days ago. I mean, from now, you'll forget all
Yeah.
about it. So
Yeah.
this way you guys won't forget about it. You'll have it as a keepsake. You can go and show friends, family, or just recall information from it, whatever you want to do with it.
Thank you so much for that.
Of course. So there's gonna be a lot of times where I'm just silent and I'm just kind of talking and writing things down, and then I will come back and then yeah, we'll see where it goes from there. Try not to give me too many details. You can validate
Mhm.
everything that I'm saying, but don't give me extra information, if that makes sense.
Got it.
Because I want that
Okay.
to come through for you if it's going to come through for you.
Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
so let me see if I can connect to Nana. Today is what, guys? The 19th. I wrote this already like 5 times today and I still don't know the date. It just never goes that way.
Mhm.
All right, let's see. Okay. Okay. Not this pen too. Okay. Okay, so I do have some things coming through. Not too much information yet, but I want to validate it first and make sure that we are with Nana first, especially
Okay.
since you've never done readings before. I don't want to overwhelm you with too many
Yeah.
information. Um,
Hmm.
so I do have a older female here. She's given me some health pieces of evidence. She was immediately showing me. So when they show me like oxygen or have nowhere oxygen at some point or having issues with breathing, they tickle my nose. Immediately started tickling my nose. I
Hmm.
do feel as though she had like some sort of like back pain, like severe like back pain. Um, and this could also be towards the joints as well, because she also showed me a little bit of pain towards like the neck. So I don't know if she just became very stiff at some point, did a lot of laying around, but it almost feels as though like I feel like I even want to hunch over a little bit to kind of make it a little more comfortable. She also shows me, she showed me like a trouble breathing. Like when I inhale, it hurts super bad around my collarbone area, and I'm also feeling a little bit of pain on my arms. So usually that's a sign for me that there was something going on with the heart as well, um, or blood pressure issues. A
Oh
couple of
yeah.
other things that came through. So I get like a sense of pride when I talk about you. It's almost as if like she would be like showing you off. Um,
Yeah.
and she has like such like a big love for you. I don't know if she's like super drawn to like your hair as well, because she showed me different styles of hair. She showed me like a ponytail of the hair, and even like maybe even playing with the hair or talk about the hair and just kind of like moving it here and there. um she just feels like a super spitfire type of woman as well too, like super like I don't know, like even the conversations you have is just like, Nana, like what are you saying here? And it feels as though it got worse of age. It's just kind of like she just didn't care. She had like no filter towards the end,
Oh
just like as
yeah.
she got
Uh-huh.
older.
Yeah.
She also showed me some specific information. She showed me the letter J, but like it would be a name with J. Um, and she then showed me the number 5 as well. So this could be the 5th of a month, or it could be the month of May.
The letter J makes sense.
Okay.
That's my sister's first letter of her name, and me and my sister were her everything. So,
Okay. And
um,
would you know if because with the name, I don't like to try and guess names, but it just feels as though there's like a Jan. It's just like a J-A, or just like a long
yeah,
name.
it's not long. There's Jason, her other son,
Okay, it's
my
like I meant
uncle.
like long A, like J, like J-A. I wrote down like it's just like J-A, something with J-A.
Yeah, her son, one of her sons.
Okay. Um, can you take any of the health components for Nana?
Oh yeah, she had a lot of health issues, blood
Okay.
pressure issues.
Um,
Um,
Go ahead.
she had like pain in her arm, and she had pain all over, and towards the end it was like really hard for her to breathe, and it hurt to breathe.
Okay.
And with the oxygen thing, she was on life support
Okay.
towards the end. So
Okay. Um, let's see if she has any other like more. Now we can get into like specifics here.
hmm.
Um, oh, let me drag this puzzle piece so the TikTok doesn't end. There we go. Um, okay. All right. Did she often like have to send you home with something?
Oh yeah, she has given me so much stuff,
It just feels
like
as though
art
like
and
it's like
stuff.
if you go to her house, like you automatically know you have to be coming home with something.
Oh yeah.
And it's just like she just can't let someone leave empty-handed, whether that's food, whether that's gifts, whether it's random stuff. It could be something that's actually hers, and she's like, "You want it here? Come have it."
Oh yeah,
Um,
she was always doing that.
she also talks about what, um, it seems like she has a lot of random decor.
Oh yeah, she does.
She's
She
showing
loved
me
decor.
things like there's like decor that are meant for things, and she didn't even use it for that purpose. She used it just for decor, just for like a show. Like she's showing me like a even like a I don't know, ceramic or glass. It kind of looks like a bowl that has like a lid and it has handles. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and it would be used to put something inside, but that's not what she used it for. It was kind of more like a display of some sort. Um, it might not be that specific, but it's just something that like things that are supposed to be used for something, she's not using it for its intended purpose. It's kind of just something to look at and it's not even getting used, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. It does.
Um there's also a sense of smell with her as well,
Oh yeah.
and I can't figure out what the sense of smell is. It just feels as though it just might be personal to her, and I feel as though you even often smell it even after she has passed. um I feel as though she was also very stubborn.
Yes.
I feel as though she was very strong-willed and very independent and didn't like someone like handling her. Like it's almost as if like if you needed to help her do something, she didn't need to help. She wanted to do it herself. She was very independent that way. I
Yeah.
feel as though this is also a pain in the ass to like healthcare workers.
Yeah.
um, but she had like a big independence to her with that.
Yeah, she was. She was very independent. Even when we kept saying like, no, like let us help you or
Take it
you can't
easy.
drive, like
Yeah.
she wanted to. Yeah.
Um, she also talks about having specific shows that she would watch over and over and over and over and over again.
Yeah, she did have some shows.
Um, this feels like binge worthy kind of shit. Like for us, it's like binge worthy shows. It's like something that you can watch over and over, and it's just like I don't even think there's like a plot to it. She was like showing me specific shows, like older shows. She was showing me examples of like I Love Lucy, Golden Girls, um, like reruns of certain shows. Um, but I feel as though was she also like a snacker as well?
Oh yeah, she liked snacks.
Because it feels as though with this, like she's constantly always like she's always got some type of snack. She's always got something in her hand. I also feel as though she had like a sweet tooth of sorts, but she's also shown me not only a sweet tooth, she showed me like mints as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm gonna write. I'm slacking on writing this stuff down. Mints. Oh, what else did I say? Oh, the snacks. Okay. Did she have like a fall at some point?
Yes,
Okay, because she's
she
talking about the
did.
fall. She talks about how she doesn't like talking about the fall. um, but I think she actually got like pretty hurt. And I feel as though this is when people started having to like it was almost as if like it was like a shift in people's mindsets. Like, oh yeah, like now like she really is like starting to get affected by things, and like we really need to like at first it feels as though people are like keeping their distance or like giving her advice like you should probably stop doing this kind of stuff, but then they're like kind of keeping back and letting her do her thing because she's stubborn. But then it just feels like after the fall it's just like it was like a domino effect. It was just like different things started happening, and it was
Yeah.
almost like people had to really step in whether she wanted them to or not. And I feel as though
Mm-hmm.
this was also her mindset change too. I feel as though this was like her like aha moment, like I am getting older, as young as she may feel or want to be. It just feels as though it just went down. She's also talking about like she had like a very strict sense of like values too.
Mm-hmm.
She's very old school in that sense. She's also shown towards like she would definitely not be one who would be allowing people to be running around wearing sweatpants all of the time.
Yeah.
Like she's talking about like you need to look like your best kind of a thing. Um
Mm-hmm. She always looked her best.
Now, did she also carry photos around with her too?
I'm pretty sure she has
Because she's
many
showing me
photos
like
of
how
me and
like
my
she would carry
sister.
photos around and like she would like go to like she would even like talk to strangers and be like, oh, and then this is my family, and she would like show
Oh
pictures and she'd
yeah.
be like, oh, like how beautiful are they? And um
Yeah.
I also see, did you also run errands with her towards the end or like go out with her to like the stores and like take her out?
I didn't, but my her sons did.
Okay. Ask them this because she's bringing up how like she was embarrassing sometimes. It's almost as if like
Oh.
she's kind of talking about how like sometimes she would be louder than like it's almost as like towards the end like she just had thoughts that normally she would have in her head, and then it was just like towards the end like everything she thought she would say out loud kind of a thing. She didn't like watch her mouth,
Mm.
if that makes
Hmm.
sense. And I feel as though that kind of comes with old age, but it was
Yeah,
almost
it
like
does.
there's instances, so I
Yeah.
don't know if you can ask them or talk to them about it, but like taking her out and like her saying things, and it's
Yeah.
just like you put your hand on your head and you're like, oh gosh. Um,
Yeah. That makes sense.
um, Now, did you do anything competitive? Something that would like have like awards of some sort? Um,
Yeah, I did sports in high school,
okay.
and then I also got like awards from just like principals lists and stuff like that. I was always a good student.
Okay. Yeah, because she's showing me like awards specifically. So if you got like awards, it just feels like she's really like boasting about you.
Hmm.
Now, are you still continuing your education right now?
So I did take a long break. I took a year break, and then I had to watch my other grandma on hospice. So I'm her caregiver right now. And so
Okay.
I had to take like another year break. So I haven't been to school, but I am going back,
Yeah.
hopefully this
She's
summer.
talking about this because it's almost as if she talks about okay. She's getting really specific with this.
Hmm.
So it's almost as if she's giving me the sense that like you are super smart. You definitely have like motivation of sorts. You know what you want to do. You know what, you're striving for. It's almost as if you don't know if you can get there. It's kind of like second guessing yourself.
Yeah.
Um, and it almost feels as though you don't give yourself enough credit for how far you've come already. And I feel as though you have a lot of guilt when it comes to like what you're doing right now. Like she's talking about like you feel guilt about how like okay, so let's just say I don't know the specific years because she's not showing me specific years. Let's just say your graduation date when you first started school was 2019. Clearly it's not. That's what my end date, so that's what I'm just using as an example.
Hmm.
You're past that point, or you're getting past that point, and it's almost like you feel guilt, like that you see all the people you started going to school for graduated and they're doing their own things, and it's just like you didn't. And it's almost
Yeah.
like that feeling like you kind of feel like behind in a sense. But she's kind of talking about how like, things don't have a timeline. There's not something that you can constantly sit there and say, oh, I need to reach this by this mark, or, this needs to be done, this needs to be done, this needs to be done, or it means I'm failing. She's like, you're still young. You don't
Yeah.
have a timeline you should be filled out by. And it almost feels as though she's kind of talking about like you need to take a sense of pride that like you're doing things also that have nothing to do with you, and it's because of the type of person that you are, caring for other people.
Yeah.
I don't know, did you even think about going to nursing school? Because she's bringing up nursing school.
Yes, I'm going into nursing. So originally I was gonna do teaching, and because I've been caring for my other grandma, that's opened a new door for me, and now I'm going into nursing
Yeah.
school. So
She says you're built for it. You're built to take care of people. You're built, that's just the kind of person you've always been. She kind of talks about like you're also the kind of person that like even as a child, you were always checking up on someone to make sure that they were
yeah,
okay, and you were just an empath in general. Like,
yeah,
and I feel as though there was also like a really big moment that you had that made you make this decision. It almost feels like an aha moment that you had, like this revelation, like this is what I want to do. Um
yeah.
And I feel as though that also kind of stresses you out a little bit because I feel as though it's something that you weren't pursuing.
Yeah, it does. And I was
And
just talking about this today.
and
How,
they talk about this because they know what conversations you have. So if they will bring up things that you're like literally currently thinking about, talking about, going about, like
yeah.
um and I don't know if also finances are playing a role in this as well. Um but she's talking about how like you'll figure it out. Um
Mhm.
it's almost as if she says like you have such motivation to do all these different things as long as your self-doubt doesn't get in the way. um she's also is there a very young girl in the family? Like this would
Um,
be someone like very young, like maybe even just entering elementary or younger, just in the family in general. It just feels like there's like a young girl that she wants
no,
to
not
talk
that I
about.
can think of.
Okay. Um, where are you going with this? Okay, so this might actually be a photo. Is there a photo of a girl or someone sitting next to like a big number one?
Next to number one.
Or like something for like I think it's like a first birthday.
I'm trying to think of it specifically. I have like many photos,
It's totally fine. And
with
things like that,
us.
that's why I told you in the beginning. Things like this, sometimes you'll have to like give me that validation later on if you find it, just because, we can't remember
Yeah.
every bit of information that someone talks about.
Yeah.
But it's definitely a young girl, a photo, and it's almost as if they're next to like a number of sorts or it's some type of birthday to where like they have a big number next to them. I will write that here and I'll actually
Yeah.
circle it for you so you can remember.
Okay.
But I feel as though it might be in reference to you or you have sisters.
I have one sister.
Okay,
Yes.
I think it's definitely a reference in either one of you.
Okay, I will definitely look through all of our stuff. 'Cause I can't
Yeah.
think at the top of my head.
Now, is your sister going through a rough time right now?
She's stressed with work, but
Um,
I wouldn't say too rough right now.
it kind of just feels as though, maybe she's referencing you. Someone's like having a really, really hard time, oh, hold on. Someone is like super, super overwhelmed. It looks like it's more overwhelming when it comes to like they're showing me things on paper, so I don't know if this is like bills or I feel as though someone just has like a lot of things on their plate and they're not sure how they can manage it all. It's almost as if they said yes to more than they can handle. Like it's almost
Yeah.
as if like when even like it's like looking at the schedule, like you don't even know how it's going to like happen almost.
Yeah. I think that's me, honestly.
Okay. It could be. Okay.
My mom
No.
too.
Okay, I was just about to say, mom, I feel as though his mom in the last couple years kind of been changing a little bit.
Oh yeah, she has.
I feel as though it kind of feels like a midlife crisis, but I just feel as though it really has to do with like so many things happening, and it's just like always waiting for the other shoe to drop. It just feels as though like things just keep happening, like a domino effect, if that makes sense.
Yep. Yep.
Um, okay. Okay, that's random. I'm gonna say that after we complete this, though. She's giving me like I don't know if that's how she was, always doing random things or like having like mid conversation of something, like changing the subject to something else.
Yeah, she
Come on
would.
here. I'm writing that to the side. We're not doing that. We're going back to mom here. So mom. Okay. Okay. Do you know much about like mom's finances or what she's doing with finances?
I know some about it, but I feel like there's a lot they don't tell me, my parents, and keep to themselves.
I feel as though, would you know as your mom to have like shopping to like cope with things or like just go out and buy things and spend money to cope with things?
I think that's my dad mostly.
Okay.
My
'Cause
dad's very much like
it feels
that.
like there's a struggle with finance. I just feel as though so a midlife crisis in hindsight really means like they understand like they're getting older and it's just like a oh my gosh, like time is going by so fast kind of a thing. But like for this, it feels as though I think that there's some like financial aspect to this, and again, there's a lot of things that keep happening, and it's almost as if like she's always living as if like she's waiting, like I said before, waiting for the other shoe to drop. And this is like stressing her out. And if I sneeze, I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
I might be good now. We'll see. And would Nana, I always try to make sure that I call them by the names that you guys call them. Would Nana, I feel like Nana was very opinionated and would put her opinion on people and wasn't too shy to tell people what she thought.
Yes.
Because it's almost as if she like would be looking at your mom and like telling her like, do I even need to say anything almost? It's almost as if like she would be telling her what to do. She's like kind of very controlling in that aspect. So she was showing me earlier too, so I don't know if this is going to play a part in this. It just seems super random. Is someone into like music or even like playing music?
I'm into music, yes, and I really enjoy singing.
Okay. Because she was bringing that up. Again, it has nothing to do with mom, so I don't know why she brought it up.
Yeah.
Okay. She's also showing a shyness to this as well.
Yes, definitely.
But I feel as though did you also have a group of friends that like you guys had the same similar like interest? I don't know where she's going at with this. Someone else that you connected with music. I don't know if this is a friend, if it's a family member. It's just someone else that you would connected with and someone that you were actually comfortable singing in front of versus the shyness that you have with like strangers per se.
My sister is like one of the only ones really I feel comfortable
Okay,
with.
so it's probably the sister.
Yeah.
Something just fell in my house and that did not sound good.
Oh no.
Definitely probably my son. It's okay, I can if someone's in there. Let's see. Oof, okay. I think she's bringing it up because she's talking about like all like I think it's along the lines of like the self-doubt. Where it's like you don't even realize like how good you are at things and you don't really realize like how has she heard you sing before, Nana?
Yeah.
Because she's talking about it. And again, this goes to like her pride as well, like how much love she had for you. She's also shown me birds too. Do you connect with birds with her?
More so butterflies.
Okay, I'm not getting butterflies, I'm getting birds. I don't know if you're seeing birds in pairs. Or you would be on the outlook, because most people do get butterflies, but I'm really tying it towards like birds. And she has shown me the number 2, so it would be the birds in pairs. Keep an eye out if anything.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, and you said that she had oh my god, you were so all over the place. You said that she had blood pressure issues?
Yes.
Hi, Jess. Okay, yeah, I mean, okay. I feel as though she was one who wouldn't sit there and actually tell people what was wrong. Like she kind of hid some of her like symptoms or problems that she had going on, because she just didn't like telling people, because telling people meant going to the doctor. Telling people meant that she was going to have to get it figured out.
Yeah.
It also feels as though she's also talking about, was someone recently trying to look up the family tree, or like she talked about the family tree, like ancestry kind of stuff, or just like the family lineage in general? Because she showed me the family tree, and I don't know if there's more information that like just came up with the family, or usually when they bring up the family tree, it means someone was looking into information, or new information came to light, like facts about like a distant relative that you didn't know about, or anything like that.
I'm not sure. I could ask my parents later.
Yeah, I
but
would ask your parents about that, or even your sister, to be honest.
Yeah, okay.
But she just talks about how much love she has for you. I don't know if you know any of your like spiritual signs, but I really see a wolf with you. So I don't know if you want to look into that kind of a meaning, but they are showing me like a wolf kind of spiritual sign for you, like a spirit animal of sorts. Again, I don't know much about that kind of stuff, so
Yeah, no
do with that what you will.
Yeah.
But she talks about how like proud she is of you, and how much she like wanted to show you off. And she's talking about like, if you think that you want something, go for it. She says not to sit there and kind of dwell in it and sit there, and it sounds like your mind kind of gets in the way. It's kind of like instead of following your heart, sometimes you allow your mind to like talk you out of things, and kind of give you that self-doubt. And she says not to go ahead and do that. Nursing school is definitely something that you need to go for. I feel as though it's like, she kind of talks about how it's like it's a no-brainer. It's just the kind of person you are. I don't know if she's even mentioned it to you before, or like is just very prideful on like the nursing community. But it almost feels as though like she's talking about like you were like destined to like take care of people, because you've always been that kind of person anyway. Now, is your sister older than you?
Yes.
And is she like in the midst of like starting a family, or currently already has a family of some sort?
No, she has a boyfriend, but she wants a family.
Okay, because it's like going into like the family aspect. I feel as though she's talking about like I think kids are gonna creep up on her quicker than she intended. And I definitely do feel as though it's with the person she's with now. But I definitely do feel as though kids are gonna come up quick for her, a little quicker than she may have wanted, which isn't bad or anything. It's just, and she's not gonna be upset about it, but it just feels as though like kids are around the corner.
Got it. Okay. Is there anything like about my dad? He has been struggling a lot with this and hasn't really felt any signs or anything from my Nana, and I just wanted to know if I could get anything from that. Her
So
son.
so she's definitely like I said, she's definitely coming through as birds as well. Um
Okay.
so I would tell, and birds in pairs specifically. So I would
Okay.
definitely tell him to keep an eye out for that.
Mm-hmm.
Um is he also struggling at his job right now too?
He was struggling for a while, but
Um
because he like had a really big break between jobs. He was struggling trying to find one, but he has one right now.
I feel as though it's either that, but I also feel as though it's something about an unhappiness with a job, or something. Um I just feel as though he kind of lost a lot of motivation for things as well.
Yeah.
Um Now, is someone start name start with the letter C, or it could be a
Um,
middle, last, or first name.
let me think.
I'll put it up here. It might be tied to dad since we're talking about dad, so I would ask him if you don't know per se. Um, she's also talked about with dad. I feel as though he's is he very reactive lately? Like almost as if like a lot more anger than he normally would have.
Yeah.
Things kind of set him off a little more easily.
Yeah. I would say that.
Um I feel as though this has also caused maybe tension between your parents as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um I feel as though she's talking about how in general she says something like he's never been good at stuff like this. He's never been good at like emotional kind of things.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard for him to express emotions that he has.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like he doesn't know what to do with how he's feeling because he's never like been able to show his emotions, and now this has like been a really big thing in his life, and it's something that you need to show emotions in order to heal from it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I feel as though he's kind of just sitting in his own pain the more and more he just lets it stay like bottled up. So I definitely think that he needs to talk about it a lot more. um
Mm-hmm.
I feel as though she's kind of talking about how like he will find a lot more peace outside. So I don't know if that's like going for walks, spending a lot more time going out and doing things. Because I don't know, I feel as though he's been kind of cooped up and like
Yeah.
not having motivation to go and do things, like kind of just work home kind of a thing. And I feel
Yep.
as though he kind of just has to start like it's almost as if she says that like he is not living the life that he's in, and it's almost as if
Mm-hmm.
like he doesn't know how to keep going and like live life without her here. um does he also feel some, I don't know, I feel some sort of guilt with him too.
I'm sure. Yeah, like he doesn't really like talking about his emotions and stuff, but I'm sure that there's guilt for not seeing her as much
I think
as
it has to
he
do with
should
him not
have.
seeing her as much and maybe not being there at the end or something, or wanted to get there in time, or it just feels as though like there's a big distance when it comes to like quality time together. And I feel as though he
Mm-hmm.
got so busy with his life, and then I feel like that's why he is struggling so much in his life right now, because he's like wishing, and he has a lot of guilt for, not giving enough attention to mom, if that makes sense. It's
Got
almost
it.
as if he has the mindset like your parents are always going to be there, and it's just like when they're not there, then you don't know how to handle it. It's like, well, how could I ever lose my mom? How could I live in a world
Yeah.
without my mom? And then it's like all
Yeah.
of a sudden you have to,
Mm-hmm.
and you're never prepared for that.
Mm-hmm.
um so she wants him not to feel guilty about it. She wants him to keep living, and I feel as though she says to him the worst thing that he can do is not take that amount of, whatever it has to do with like not spending time with her, and use that to spend time with the family that he has. She says she didn't need to be with him 24/7 for her to know his love for her. You know, a lot of times it's not about the quantity, it's about the quality. So you don't have to be with someone a lot, but you have to know, how much they love each other, kind of a thing. And it's like when she was with him, she did enjoy the time they did have. I also feel like a lot of it's in his head. I feel as though they did spend time together, and he just feels like they didn't spend enough, which is normal when someone is grieving as well. You can't spend every weekend moment, especially, he's a dad, he's a father, he has to provide, that kind of a thing. He has a job, whatever. He doesn't have a lot of time to do those kind of things. So she doesn't want him to feel that way. But I do feel as though she wants him to start actually like being present in the moment with you guys, specifically his immediate family.
Yeah.
Because I feel as though he's kind of excluded himself and like kind of becoming like a recluse, if that makes sense, and kind of doing his own thing because he has all these emotions and doesn't know how to show them. And I feel as though it's kind of like you guys are grieving him as well. You're like grieving who he used to be, because it's almost as if, again, this has changed him. And I feel as though this is still pretty recent too. I feel like it hasn't been long since she has passed. She's definitely a newer soul. So I think with due time, it will get better. But I do feel as though he really needs to kind of start living without her. I definitely think he needs to start talking about his emotions, though. I feel like that's not just this situation. I think in general, he's just not one to sit there and talk about his emotions, and it's like rough for him to. Even if he needs to write his emotions down, that might even help as well, if he doesn't want to specifically talk to someone. Now, does he have siblings?
He does. He has one brother.
Okay. Is he not very close with him?
Yeah, they're not super close. They've gotten, closer since her passing.
I think she thinks that if they were to start talking and like actually like maybe helping each other out with this grief, because I feel as though he's also feeling it too. I feel as though it'll kill two birds with one stone. It'll help heal them and also bring them closer. And I feel as though it's something that she would want them to be on the closer side. And I feel as though she says life gets in the way. She gets it. People work, people have separate lives, they have their own families, but nothing is more important than still being close with your family, if that makes sense.
I agree.
And I think that that's something that she would say while she was still here as well. But I mean, she was such a joy to read for. I am going to send her love and light with you. Do you have any other questions for me? I mean, I know that was a question, but do you have anything else?
No, I don't think so. Thank you so much.
No, you're welcome. If you come up with any other questions, feel free to message me, email me. I will send you a picture of your notes as well. And like I said, this will be uploaded on my YT channel, so you can go ahead and use that as reference. Let me know all of the other things too that you didn't figure out and you're gonna have to ask your parents for.
Okay, I will.
And let me know.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Have a great night.
You too.
Oh, I hit the wrong button. There we go. But okay, guys, that was great. I know. I wish she would have been a little more specific with some things. I mean, some things were specific, but it seems as though she started to like kind of drift towards the end, which is why I just ended it. Sometimes, that a spirit's energy is kind of gone, and she's a newer energy too, so I'm not shocked that happened. But sometimes once they start dragging out and things stop making sense, or things just start going all over the place, and it's usually like their energy's like checking out. But thank you for everyone who were standing by, for all the likes, the follows. I appreciate it. I will probably try to get on this weekend. I can't guarantee that, so if not this weekend, I will be back on next week. If you guys had any questions that I missed on here, again, I don't read the comments as I'm doing the reading out of respect for my sitter and their loved one. go ahead and message me, email me. Email me is the best way, just so that I can get back to you. But thank you guys so much for all the support you guys always give, and I hope you guys all enjoy the rest of your night. Thank you so much.